Hi everyone, welcome to lecture 14 of Technical Mathematics. In lecture 14, we will be discussing about inverse trigonometric functions. We will discuss about domain and range of inverse trigonometric functions, and we will also discuss few relations or formulas from inverse trigonometric functions which are important for the Polytechnic lecturer examination. Okay, so let's get started. At first, let's have a look at an introduction to inverse trigonometric functions. Inverse trigonometric functions are the inverse functions relating to the basic trigonometric functions. If sine theta is equal to x, then sine inverse of x will be equal to theta. So this is how we define inverse trigonometric functions. Okay, so here x can be whole numbers, decimals, fractions, or even exponents. Okay, let's take an example. If theta is equal to 30 degree, then we know that sine 30 degree is equal to 1 by 2, and if we consider the corresponding inverse function, we may write down theta or 30 degree as sine inverse of 1 by 2. Okay, so this is how we represent an inverse function. Okay, now inverse trigonometric functions are also known as anti-trigonometric functions, and we can represent them using the prefix arc. Okay, sine inverse of x can be represented as arc sine x. Okay, likewise each of the inverse functions can be represented, or they can be prefixed using arc. Okay, now let's see what is the use of inverse trigonometric functions. We use inverse trigonometric functions to find the angle of a triangle from any of the given trigonometric functions. Okay, so from the given trigonometric functions, we may try to find out the angle of the given triangle using inverse trigonometric functions. Okay, now let's have a look at the domain and range of inverse trigonometric functions. So domain and range of inverse trigonometric functions are defined like this. Sine inverse of x will have a domain of -1 to +1, and it will have a range of -pi by 2 to +pi by 2. So if you write sine inverse of x equal to theta, okay, then x can take values from -1 to +1, and theta will take values from -pi by 2 to +pi by 2. Okay, so that is what domain and range stands for. The value of x ranges between -1 to +1. So that is the domain of the sine inverse of x, and the value of theta in case of sine inverse of x, theta values will range from -pi by 2 to +pi by 2. That is the range of sine inverse of x. Okay, similarly domain and range are defined for other inverse functions also. Cos inverse of x will have domain same as that of sine inverse of x. X can vary between -1 to +1, but range is different. Range is from 0 to pi. And in case of tan inverse of x, domain is the set of real numbers, capital R. Okay, so it means that x can take values greater than 1. Okay, and range is defined in the open interval -pi by 2 to +pi by 2. Okay, now cot inverse of x will have a domain of R itself. Okay, it means that x can take values greater than 1, but range is different from that of tan inverse of x. In case of cot inverse of x, a range is from 0 to pi. Okay, so likewise domain and range are defined in case of sec inverse of x and cosec inverse of x also. Okay, now we know that sine pi by 6, okay, that is sine 30, its value is equal to 1 by 2. Okay, so from this we may write sine inverse of 1 by 2 is equal to pi by 6. Okay, so this expression is valid one because pi by 6 belong to the interval -pi by 2 to +pi by 2. Okay, it's a value that comes in between that of -pi by 2 and +pi by 2. So this statement or this expression is correct. Okay, now we also know that sine 13 pi by 6, it's a multiple of pi by 6. This value is also equal to 1 by 2. Okay, so if I write sine inverse of 1 by 2 equal to 13 pi by 6, okay, then this expression is incorrect. Okay, because sine inverse of x, okay, or sine inverse function has a range of minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2, and this value what we have here 13 pi by 6 is out of this interval what we have here. Okay, so range is defined for sine inverse of x as the closed interval minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2, and 13 pi by 6 is a value which is out of that range, and therefore if you write sine inverse of 1 by 2 equal to 13 pi by 6, it's not a valid expression. Okay, so sine inverse of x, or in this case sine inverse of 1 by 2, it's equal to pi by 6. It's a valid statement because this angle belongs to the interval minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. Okay, so this is a very important factor as far as inverse trigonometric functions are concerned. This makes inverse trigonometric functions different from the ordinary mathematical functions that we come across. Okay, so please make note of this point. Now let's discuss about certain formulas related to inverse trigonometric functions. The first set of formulas corresponds to the arbitrary values. Let's see one by one. Sine inverse of minus x is equal to minus sine inverse of x. Okay, tan inverse of minus x is equal to minus tan inverse of x. Cosec inverse of minus x is equal to minus cosec inverse of x. Cos inverse of minus x is equal to pi minus cos inverse of x. Okay, so this is different from that of sine inverse of minus x. Here in this case sine inverse of minus x is equal to minus of sine inverse of x, but in case of cos inverse of minus x, it's equal to pi minus cos inverse of x. Okay, similar is the case with sec inverse of minus x and cot inverse of minus x. Sec inverse of minus x is equal to pi minus sec inverse of x, and cot inverse of minus x is equal to pi minus cot inverse of x. Okay, so let's see one problem related to this one. Problem number 1. Find the principal value of cos inverse of minus 1 by 2. Okay, so we are asked to calculate the value of cos inverse of minus 1 by 2. So we know what is cos inverse of 1 by 2. Cos inverse of 1 by 2 is equal to pi by 3, that is 60 degree. Okay. Okay, but we are asked to calculate the value of cos inverse of minus 1 by 2. Okay, so we know that cos inverse of minus x is equal to pi minus cos inverse of x. Okay, so we will make use of this formula here. What we have here in place of x is 1 by 2. So cos inverse of minus 1 by 2 can be rewritten as pi minus cos inverse of 1 by 2. Okay, so this will be equal to pi minus cos inverse of 1 by 2 is nothing but pi by 3. So pi minus pi by 3, we will get it as 2 pi by 3. Okay, so here answer is 2 pi by 3. Okay. Now let's have a look at inverse trigonometric function formulas for reciprocal functions. The first formula says sine inverse of x is equal to cosec inverse of 1 by x. Okay, now cos inverse of x is equal to sec inverse of 1 by x, and tan inverse of x is equal to cot inverse of 1 by x for x values greater than 0, and tan inverse of x will be equal to minus pi plus cot inverse of x when x is less than 0. Okay, so let's see one problem based on this. Problem number 2. Find the value of sine inverse of 1 by 2 minus sec inverse of minus 2. Okay, so we are asked to calculate the value of sine inverse of 1 by 2 minus sec inverse of minus 2. Okay, so here we know what is the value of sine inverse of 1 by 2. Sine inverse of 1 by 2 will be equal to pi by 6, that is 30 degree. Okay, minus sec inverse of minus 2 may be rewritten as pi minus sec inverse of 2. Okay, and this value sec inverse of 2 can be written as cos inverse of 1 by 2. Okay, so we may modify this expression as pi by 6 minus pi minus cos inverse of 1 by 2. Okay, so we will get it as pi by 6 minus pi minus cos inverse of 1 by 2 is pi by 3. Okay, that is 60 degree. Okay, so we can simplify it like this: pi by 6 minus, here we have pi minus pi by 3, so that is 2 pi by 3. Okay, so we have pi by 6 minus 2 pi by 3, and when we simplify this, we will get it as minus pi by 2. Okay, so that's the answer, minus pi by 2. Okay, so here we are making use of two formulas. The first formula is converting sec inverse of minus 2 as pi minus sec inverse of 2, and the second formula is we are replacing sec inverse of 2 with cos inverse of 1 by 2. Okay, so we are making use of two inverse function formulas to solve this problem. Okay, now let's have a look at inverse trigonometric function formulas for complementary functions. The first formula goes like this: sine inverse of x plus cos inverse of x is equal to pi by 2. And the second one is tan inverse of x plus cot inverse of x is equal to pi by 2. And the third one is sec inverse of x plus cosec inverse of x equal to pi by 2. Okay, now let's see one problem related to this set of formulas. Problem number 3, find the value of tan inverse of 1 plus cos inverse of minus 1 by 2 plus sine inverse of minus 1 by 2. Okay, so we know that tan inverse of 1 is nothing but pi by 4. Okay, so it's pi by 4 plus we have cos inverse of minus 1 by 2 here. So that can be written as pi minus cos inverse of 1 by 2. Okay, then we have plus sine inverse of minus 1 by 2. So that can be replaced as minus sine inverse of 1 by 2. Okay, now let's try to rewrite this one as pi by 4 plus pi minus of cos inverse of 1 by 2 plus sine inverse of 1 by 2. Okay, and we know that sine inverse of x plus cos inverse of x is equal to pi by 2. Okay, so let's make use of that formula here. So here we have cos inverse of 1 by 2 plus sine inverse of 1 by 2. X values are same. So this expression can be reduced as pi by 2. Okay, so we may simplify this expression as pi by 4 plus pi minus pi by 2. Okay, so we will get the answer as, okay, here we have pi minus pi by 2, so that will be plus pi by 2 plus pi by 4. So we will get the answer as 3 pi by 4. Okay, the answer is 3 pi by 4. Okay, now we can also solve this problem in a single step, because sine inverse of x plus cos inverse of x equal to pi by 2. This equation is valid in the interval minus 1 to plus 1. Okay, so if the value of x falls within the range minus 1 to plus 1, this equation is valid. So here in place of x, what we have is minus 1 by 2. Okay, so that comes in between minus 1 and plus 1. So therefore this sum may be replaced with pi by 2. Okay, and tan inverse of 1 is nothing but pi by 4. Okay, now when you add up this pi by 4 with this pi by 2, what we get is 3 pi by 4. Okay, so this way in a single step we can solve this problem. Okay, now let's have a look at sum and difference formulas in inverse trigonometric functions. Okay, the first formula goes like this: sine inverse of x plus sine inverse of y is equal to sine inverse of x into root over 1 minus y square plus y into root over 1 minus x square. The second formula is like this: Sine inverse of x minus sine inverse of y is equal to sine inverse of x into root over 1 minus y square minus y into root over 1 minus x square. So when we have plus on left hand side, here on right hand side also we will have plus. When we have minus on left hand side, here on right hand side also we will have minus. So that is the case with sine inverse. Okay, now let's see cos inverse formulas. Cos inverse of x plus cos inverse of y is equal to cos inverse of x into y minus root over 1 minus x square into root over 1 minus y square. And cos inverse of x minus cos inverse of y is equal to cos inverse of x into y plus root over 1 minus x square into root over 1 minus y square. So when we have plus on left hand side, here on right hand side we will have minus, and when we have minus on left hand side, here we have plus on right hand side. Okay, now moving on to tan inverse formulas. Tan inverse of x plus tan inverse of y is equal to tan inverse of x plus y divided by 1 minus x into y if x into y is less than 1. Okay, so this formula is important, but this condition is also important. Okay, this formula is valid only when x into y is less than 1. Okay, now tan inverse of x minus tan inverse of y is equal to tan inverse of x minus y divided by 1 plus x into y. Okay, and this condition is, or this equation is valid if and only if this condition is satisfied, that is x into y is greater than minus 1. Okay. Now moving on to trigonometric values of inverse functions, what we have here is sine of sine inverse of x will be equal to x provided the value of x falls within the range minus 1 to plus 1. Okay, now cos of cos inverse of x will be equal to x provided x falls in this range. Okay, likewise tan of tan inverse of x will be equal to x, cot of cot inverse of x will be equal to x, sec of sec inverse of x will be equal to x, and cosec of cosec inverse of x will be equal to x provided x values falls within these ranges. Okay, now inverse function values of trigonometric functions are defined like this. Sine inverse of sine theta will be equal to theta if theta falls in the range minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. Okay, similarly cos inverse of cos theta will be equal to theta if theta falls in the range 0 to pi. So likewise tan inverse of tan theta will be equal to theta, cot inverse of cot theta will be equal to theta, sec inverse of sec theta will be equal to theta, and cosec inverse of cosec theta will be equal to theta provided theta values falls within these ranges. Okay, now let's see one problem. Problem number 4. Find the value of cos inverse of cos 13 pi by 6. Okay, we are asked to calculate the value of cos inverse of cos 13 pi by 6. So we know that cos inverse of cos theta, okay, will be equal to theta if the value of theta falls within the range 0 to pi. Okay, now what we have here is 13 pi by 6, which is a theta value outside this interval 0 to pi. Okay, so let's try to rewrite this expression. We may rewrite it as cos inverse of cos 13 pi by 6 may be replaced as 2 pi plus pi by 6. Okay, 2 pi plus pi by 6 is nothing but 13 pi by 6. So we are replacing 13 pi by 6 as 2 pi plus pi by 6. So cos inverse of cos 2 pi plus pi by 6, that will be equal to cos inverse of cos 2 pi plus pi by 6. It's equal to cos pi by 6 itself. So what we have here is cos inverse of cos pi by 6. Okay, and this theta value is in the range 0 to pi. So we may write it as pi by 6. Okay, so here answer is pi by 6. So cos inverse of cos 13 pi by 6 is not 13 pi by 6, but it is pi by 6. So the answer is pi by 6. Okay, now move on to problem number 5. Find the value of tan inverse of root 3 minus cot inverse of minus root 3. Okay, so we are asked to calculate the value of tan inverse of root 3 minus cot inverse of minus root 3. Okay, so we know that cot inverse of x, it's equal to pi minus cot inverse of cot inverse of minus x, it's equal to pi minus cot inverse of x. Okay, so here we have cot inverse of minus root 3. Okay, so we may replace this as pi minus cot inverse of root 3. Okay, so let's rewrite this expression. We may rewrite it as tan inverse of root 3 minus pi minus cot inverse of root 3. Okay, now if we remove this bracket, what we get is tan inverse of root 3. Okay, here we have minus, so tan inverse of root 3 minus pi plus, here we have minus, here also we have minus, so we will get plus cot inverse of root 3. Okay, now let's just rewrite this as tan inverse of root 3 plus cot inverse of root 3 minus pi. Okay, now sum of these two, tan inverse of root 3 and cot inverse of root 3, sum of these two will be equal to pi by 2. Okay, now that is equal to pi by 2 minus pi, which is equal to minus pi by 2. Okay, now with this we are coming to end of lecture 14. In lecture 15 we will continue with trigonometric functions. We will discuss few important MCQs related to trigonometric functions. Okay, so for upcoming videos you may subscribe to our channel Vadiyar Online Academy on YouTube, and for study materials you may subscribe to our Telegram channel using this link. Okay, so see you in lecture 15. Goodbye.